Welcome to WhatGear Reviews, and once again Char-Broil have given me a license to grill and they've hooked me up with the latest professional true infrared barbecue, which is the top of the range from Char-Broil right now. And what we're going to do first is look at the design, then we'll get into the usability, we'll be throwing some food on there, and then I'll tell you about the awesome true infrared technology at the end. You ready? Let's go. So when it comes to the design of the Char-Broil Professional, it's a 4-burner grill, but technically it's 5 because you've got a side burner as well. You've got 3 cast iron grills and 1 flat plate, which if you turn it around is actually completely flat, and on the other side it's got some raised edges, which is really nice, makes it very versatile. Then you've got 2 hoods, so you can actually control the cooking temperature from left to right. So if you want to just keep food warm in one side, you can do that, and there's a thermostat on the hoods as well, so you know what your cooking temperature is. As you can see across the front, you've got 5 different dials, which means you can control the temperature of each section, which is really useful. You've also got a nice bit of storage space as well underneath. So on the left hand side you have space to store your gas canister, and on the right hand side you have some shelving, so if you want to store some food in there or some utensils, you can do that. So when this actually arrived at my house, the delivery guys just literally dropped it on my doorstep, and it was a 150 kilogram box. So what I had to do was enlist the help of a friend, and we literally just opened the box on the doorstep and carried it bit by bit through the house to the garden. And it took about 3 hours to set up. So if you're thinking about getting one of these, you might want to pay for them to set it up for you if you don't want to spend around 3 hours doing it. But with that said, the instructions are really easy to follow. All of the screws and bolts and everything is really nicely labeled and easily identifiable when you're following the instructions. So it's pretty awesome in that sense. And the great thing about this barbecue is the majority of it is stainless steel. This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
And the cast iron grills that it comes with, they haven't cut any corners there. They're really premium and quite heavy as well. And then underneath you have these metal sheets, which are the true infrared sheets, and I'll explain a bit more about that later on in the video. And at the base of the barbecue, you've got 4 wheels, so you can maneuver this around. The grass here is a little bit long, so it was a little bit tricky for me to do it. But the good thing about it is they've got little locking pieces as well. So if you don't want it moving around on its own, you can lock the wheels in place and it will stay perfectly solid there. And it's pretty heavy, so the wind isn't going to blow it over. So I've had this barbecue for about 2 weeks now, and I kid you not, I've probably used it about 10 times, and I've cooked all different kinds of stuff on it. And one of the big advantages of this over normal barbecues is the cooking controls that you have. Being able to cook at a very high temperature on one side, maybe the meat there, and then you can separate the veggies on the other side, so that if you do have vegetarian friends, you don't have to contaminate the grill with the meat. On top of that, if you're cooking loads of stuff and it's ready but not everybody's eating yet, you can keep it warm on the other side. And something that's really awesome is the flat plate. So on that flat plate you can fry eggs there. I actually even made some cheese toasties one day on that flat plate as well. It's so versatile and it just gives you more options when you're cooking. And then you've got the side burner. So when I was making burgers one time, I was using that side burner to grill the onions. So now I know some of you are going to say that cooking on coal is way better than gas, and in some cases it is. And actually a while back I did a video on another Char-Broil barbecue that is a gas and a coal, and I still use that one. It's the Char-Broil gas to coal barbecue. I still use it from time to time, and if you really want to get that smoky flavor, you can buy wood chips and put that directly on the true infrared grill part, and that will actually smoke up inside the hoods and give you that smoky flavor that you're looking for. Now let's talk about the true infrared technology, because that is the real tech that makes this different from every other barbecue out there. This is a patented thing that Char-Broil own, and it is these metallic plates that have little holes across them. Basically what it does is it stops your food from getting direct heat from the source. And actually what happens is the heat spreads out across the plate, meaning there's no sort of cold spots or particularly hot spots on the grill, which means you have a really even cooking surface. And the other great thing about this technology is, especially if you're cooking fatty foods, I did cook some pork on here, some pork belly, and what happens is the fat actually drips down, but because of this plate it actually protects it from the flame, so you get way less smokiness, you don't get flare-ups, you don't get fires breaking out in the grill and actually toasting your food to a crisp. When the juices from the meat actually hit the true infrared layer, they are vaporized, which means when it comes to your food, there's no disintegrations.
No disintegration.
And Char-Broil will say that actually food cooked on these grills are actually 40% more juicier than on a traditional grill or a charcoal grill. And I can tell you from my experience of cooking on this a lot, There's been times where I thought I've really cooked the life out of something where it looks so charred on the outside, and when I've actually cut it, it's really juicy on the inside. So I totally believe that 40% more juicier food is absolutely true. You can basically burn things to a crisp on this barbecue and they stay juicy inside. And that is something that's really awesome, because I really like to char the food just a bit more when I'm doing barbecue cooking. So over the past 2 weeks, I've been using the Char-Broil Professional a lot, and you're probably wondering whether I would recommend it to you. Now keep in mind, this is the most expensive Char-Broil gas barbecue that you can get, and it is very high quality. You do get what you pay for. The quality of the food when you cook on it is just amazing. I'm really impressed with it. So yes, I absolutely would recommend it to you. If you're looking for a coal barbecue, however, you might want to check out my other video, the Char-Broil Gas to Coal. Or if you're looking for something a bit smaller, I looked at the Char-Broil All-Star, which is actually a portable barbecue, which actually could turn into quite a big barbecue, and that's pretty awesome too. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Check out those other thumbnails on screen right now, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't be late.